What's up, guys? Last week, after I did my Dave Meltzer video on his reactions to the Will Ospreay Pollyanna situation, I talked about briefly Will Ospreay's shit apology that he posted during the early days of the Speaking Out movement. For those who don't know, the Speaking Out movement was basically a movement where fans and other wrestlers would basically call out these wrestlers for sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, sexual predatory behavior, like all that stuff. And it affected a bunch of major companies. It affected the WWE, it affected TNA, AEW, and a lot of promotions, like indie promotions, like Chikara closed down because of like the um well, fuck, I can't even think today because of the speaking out movement. And Will Ospreay was one of the first to offer his apologies because his what he did, like, that got a lot of people to hate him, which I was honestly in the dark about, um came to light, which is the fact that he blacklisted a wrestler by the name of Pollyanna from a bunch of promotions in the UK for basically going public with sexual assault allegations against a friend of Will Ospreay's, whose name I keep forgetting. Um, but now I'm just gonna react to his shit apology that he's deleted from Twitter. In fact, his entire Twitter's deleted, so I had to get this from somewhere else. Um, so let's get started. I wrote a tweet 3 years ago that only lasted on my timeline for 2 minutes before it was taken down because I knew what I did was wrong. For the record, this tweet was basically saying what I talked about this tweet last week. It was basically saying that he thought it was disgusting that people can just accuse others of sexual assault and that people can use their power like that or something like that. I don't remember the exact wording of it. It's in my other video. I recalled it because I think Meltzer talked about it in his reaction. So go to that video if you want to know what the tweet he's talking about. Before I knew it, it was screenshotted and it was screenshotted and making the rounds on social media. Why is social media capitalized in this? It's not supposed to be. My crime is opening my mouth without having any knowledge of the situation and defending a childhood friend that I could never imagine performing this crime. That's really understandable that you think like somebody you really trust, that you have a disbelief that somebody you trust and know for a long time committed a crime. That's very understandable. I've seen it in a lot of crime shows, but maybe you should have closed your mouth and not said anything about it if you really were having that much doubt in it. Like, don't shame somebody for calling it out, even if you don't believe it like that. Come on. I issued an apology 3 years ago and done so much better to better and educate done so much to better and educate myself. Don't you mean just better educate? Like, you don't need the and there, myself, on everything I did wrong. I know I need to do even more. I would like to clear up that I've never been a part of any group trying to blacklist anybody. To my knowledge, she retired in 2016, while my post is 2017. Oh my god, why are there so many like grammatical errors in this thing? Like, if this like is making it kind of like you just type this up randomly on your phone in like 5 minutes. Like, you could have at least like gone through this thing and made it look presentable a little bit, because if this is supposed to be a serious apology, you should be taking it seriously. Like, and I'm also a big grammar Nazi, so just seeing this annoys me. I've never spoken to any promoter about not having her on or around on or around shows. That one company did say you did, and I'll be talking about that another time. But this is about Will Ospreay's apology at the moment. I won't lie to people and say we got along, because we didn't. That's normal in wrestling. Some people will rub you the wrong way. Oh, and here comes the part where his thing turns into from an apology to a character assassination of Pollyanna. We had heat because she would always belittle my partner in her training years and, quite frankly, bully her during training seminars and make comments to other wrestlers behind curtains, and whenever they were in matches, give stiff shots for no reason. Then this all came to my knowledge after she had left pro wrestling because she wanted nothing to do with the business. So if you asked me about her, I'd tell you my dealings with her. There should be a comma after her, After this, her right here, before the I'd, I tell you my dealings with her, but I can't force anyone to not book/promote someone as during her last year in the UK, I was on the same shows as her. Actually, wouldn't you be able to? Like, if you were the headlining act, like, or something like that? Wouldn't you have more pull, the promoter, to do something like that? Like, that doesn't, how does that prove you didn't, how does that prove you couldn't have done it? That's, I'm not saying it's like, it's just like, he's saying he can't force anyone to do it, but he's saying he's on the same shows and he's, at this time, he's probably like, getting up there, like, and maybe he's a headline. I don't know. It's just, oh God, it's weird. I've been wrongly put on a list of men that have taken advantage of women and now are rightfully speaking out about horrible incidents that have happened to them and encourage them to all keep coming. Encouraged shouldn't be capitalized. Please should be capitalized. Please do not take any frustration out on B. This has nothing to do with her. This is all my doing, my tweet, my words that I regret so much. Except that I've heard a lot about B bullying other people. I don't know how true that is, but like I've just heard a lot about it, like from people online who actually know more about stardom and B than I do. So take that for what you will. I have great relationships with so many of the people that have spoke out, and after my apology back in 2017, I was welcomed with open arms by all the promotions and their locker room leaders in the UK because of how sincere I am and how much I care about everyone from backstage to the fans in attendance. If you have to tell people that you're sincere, you're probably not sincere. What the hell? Like, why are you talking about this? This is supposed to be like an apology. Like, you don't have to go on a tangent about how good you are. Most good people shouldn't have to do that. I even had chats with Vicky Haskins, Susie, Christy Bosley, and fans at the merch tables. Merch shouldn't be capitalized. Why are there so many grammatical errors in this thing? About how uneducated I am about all this, and I want to learn so I can help the next generations of British wrestlers to be educated and where I have gone wrong. Oh my God, why are all these sentences so long too? You can separate these in like 2 or 3 sentences. Why do you have to make them all like one fucking giant sentence? God. I've grown up in front of all of you since I was an 18-year-old that couldn't afford a gym membership. Now I know the position I'm in. Now I know the position I'm in. I believe I could really help. Could have worked on that sentence so much. Ugh, it doesn't sound right. I put together shows that allowed a few independent workers to get a big payday before the lockdown happened. I run training seminars for young men and women to help perfect the acrobatic side of pro wrestling. I've helped a number of people over in Japan. I've done appearances for children in cancer ward hospitals. You know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of a Primica video I watched where he was talking about the Rewired Souls book, where in that book, the Rewired Soul just basically spent a bunch of time telling people about how all the good he did when he was supposed to be talking about his controversy. This is exactly what he's doing. Like, and this is kind of like a tactic to show you, like, oh, I'm a good guy. I did all this. Like, I mean, you could do like appearances and donate money and help people and still be a shit person. Like, John Wayne Gacy was a clown at kids' parties and donated a bunch of money and was a government official, like, or a town's leader. I don't know exactly what it was, but he had a high position of high respect in his community, and he turned out to be a not so great person. So just keep that in mind. And I'm not in any way comparing like what John Wayne Gacy did to Will Ospreay, but it's kind of it's the principle of it. You know what I mean? I did it all because I absolutely love what I do, and it's to put happiness on so many people's faces. I know I've made mistakes, but every time I've said something completely wrong, I've always thrown up my hands and admitted my faults. So the first thing I would like to do is, to any fans that saw my name on this is to reassure them I am not a abuser. It's in the abuse. I'm not an abuser. Oh my God. Just tweeted something without thinking about the consequences. I want to express to all the men and women coming forward with your story, that I support, and God, to please take it further to your local police team as I did in 2010. Like you, I too am a survivor. My incident took place outside of wrestling when I was part of my mom's amateur drama group. Your mums should have an apostrophe after the S, but okay. I had to sit in a courtroom when I was 17 years old, talk about about a man that took advantage of me when I was 14 years old. Did you skip out on the word talking there? Um, yeah, I think you did. He was placed on the sex offenders register, but was given a light sentence because our defense team was missing certain paperwork. I really want to encourage all of you to take your stories to the police and prosecute these people that have taken advantage of you so they cannot do it to anyone else. I'm not going to make fun of him here because of this. I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't want to say it's fake either because that just sounds really awful to say. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't feel comfortable saying it's fake, like, because I don't know the full story behind this. So now, taking everything into consideration, I want to apologize to Pollyanna for dismissing her cry for help. I'm ashamed that it's taken so long to say it. I hope you can forgive me. So yeah, not a very good apology. He spends half of it hyping up himself and tearing down Pollyanna. Um, and also, like, I noticed that it sounds weird, but like this thing has so many grammatical errors in it. Like, to me, like, this is kind of like something that you wrote on your phone, like, and didn't like bother editing out, because like I've actually had some of these things like on my phone, like when it writes like that, like it'll capitalize random words sometimes and not capitalize certain others, and it won't put commas in for you. Like, I'm not saying he wrote this on his phone, but like he could have at least looked it over, because if this is supposed to be serious, make it look serious. Like, make it look halfway presentable. Jeez. Um, and I'm not gonna, and again, I'm not gonna go one way or the other about his story because I don't have any right to really say whether it's fake or not. But yeah, this is not a good apology, for mainly because of the fact he really doesn't really, he spends half the thing not apologizing. So, and I can see why he deleted this like 4 days before for a couple days before he actually deleted his entire Twitter. Um, so yeah, that's it. He's still in New Japan. Still going in the heavyweight division. I knew honestly he wasn't going to get much trouble at this, because from what my friend who actually is a big New Japan fan told me, and the fact that they were already planning big things for him, I knew he wasn't going to get into much trouble for this. Because apparently, according to my friend, New Japan really doesn't care about any of this stuff unless it directly affects business or crowds. So expect to see Will Ospreay on your shows for a long time if you're a New Japan fan. I mean, I personally don't watch much New Japan. I've seen a few matches, but like, I don't have New Japan World. Their site just looks so weird. And I've seen like a lot of not good reviews for like the app. So like I haven't really gotten it. And like I'm not really willing to pay something right now. So I have the free version of the WWE network because I am a college student. I need all that money I can get for my education. So that's all I have to say on the matter. What do you think? What do you think of this apology? Do you think it's the worst you've ever seen? Or can you think of worse? Because there was that one woman who abused her dog that I think had a terrible apology. I almost forgot about her until I found a Red Opinion video on it, and I want to kind of make something on that maybe in the future. But until then, be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, and share it if you liked it. I'm the Friendly Weirdo, and stay beautiful, all you, because I certainly will not be doing it for you.